Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, people. How are we doing? Wonderful to see you all. What do we got here on YouTube? Blazer Nissan, Postman with the immediate debrief for Schaefer. Thanks, man. Derpy, what is up? Doing pretty well. How are you? Reaper, hello.
A new agent is joining your
Fern
team.
Dog, Kaz. Boss man, thank you so much for the one gifted, man. Going to Epic. Epic, I hope you're here to drop a thanks in the chat to Boss man. Boss, that's very kind of you as always, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Chris with the 25 months. Didn't leave a message, a snarky message. I'm shocked, man. Thank you very much for being a member for over 2 years, dude. We got Rogue Code being spammed in the chat. Wonderful. Love to see it. What do we got on Twitch? Lucas, Aikido, Grim, Beast, Draconis, Blindy, Midnight, Fryan, Demarsh, good morning, man. How are we doing, people? Lovely to see you all. Aikido with the 25 stream streak. Have we done 25 Twitch streams? That's actually kind of wild. He said, wild, can we get 5 gifted subs? And Matt Kane gifted a sub to Aikido. Matt, how you doing, man? Thank you for that. That's very kind. I'm sure Aikido is very appreciative. I can't seem to find... There we go. I found it in there. Thank you, Matt.
A new agent is joining your team.
How are we doing, people? I saw a question from... It was earlier. I don't know if I'm gonna... Oh, Mr. Malak. Malak? Yeah. On YouTube said, is this 5 times XP event everywhere in the game, or am I supposed to only play certain game modes to take advantage of it? So I've already seen a little bit of confusion about that this morning. The current XP event that we have only applies to your season pass. So if you were already at season pass rank 100 before today, then this doesn't apply to you. You get a free exotic cache as the bonus reward. But you're going to see that it's maxed out from the beginning. I saw someone like open a thread on the bug reporter being like, it already says 100 out of 100. And that's, yeah, because if you have your season pass ranked up, then it's there. But if, to answer your question, Mr. Malak, you don't have to play anything specific to take advantage of this. If you're not rank 100, you earn season pass XP from pretty much anything. You know, like little activities like these. Well, it's not going to show because I'm at 100, but anything in the game that awards season pass XP is boosted from that. Lucas coming in with a prime resub. Thank you, sir. How are you doing today? Matt Kane with a 20 stream streak. That's kind of wild that we've been going that long on Twitch already. That's wild. Trey with the 20 months on YouTube. Thank you, sir. I've been playing the game a bit less lately, but hoping things change with the game for the better. I hope so too, man. And I mean, you know, I heard that sentiment a good bit in my video yesterday of people being like, I've just been taking a break. And if you've been watching for years, you probably heard me say it 100 times, but breaks are healthy. There's really no game that can ever truly keep you captivated endlessly on and on. So I always encourage breaks. Go try some different games out, enjoy some other stuff, and hopefully the game will be more to your speed when you come back. When does the Brooklyn event start? Thursday. So what we learned this morning is that we have a dev stream tomorrow where they're going to be revealing whatever is part of this. So dev stream tomorrow, and then this kicks in on Thursday. So we'll be live again on Thursday checking this out. We'll have a dev stream up tomorrow. Well, if it's... I don't really know. We know that there's at least an event pass tied to this. Because that was in one of their tweets before. So that's the one where they put various cosmetic outfits on a mini season pass. If that's all it is, then there probably won't be a dev stream recap because that doesn't really warrant a recap. But we also have the Caduceus mystery of what this is doing here. Could that be on the event pass? Could there be an actual gameplay component to go and get it? We don't know. But yeah, dev stream tomorrow and event on Thursday. Any news on the agitator scope? It is a bug. They marked that on the bug reporter like last week, I think. So the fix is in progress. Is the climax next week? Yes. So today we got the penultimate scout. HVT 3 unlocks next Tuesday, and we will have the finale. with the Whiplash pistol coming from that. No stretch goals? Stretch goals should either begin next week or the one after is usually their rollout. It happens either concurrently with the finale or a week later, typically. What's up, Bertaman? Seen your video on State of the Game. Here's another reason why people don't like escalations, because people feel like they're being forced to use builds like Striker and Tipping Scales. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, you don't got to tell me. I've said for years that they should knock Striker down a peg or two so that other stuff can breathe, but people do not like when you bring up the nerf conversation. So, but I agree. Yeah, the viable build scope within escalation is pretty narrow. Ace, what's going on? How you doing? Handgun for Master Mission seems like stash candy. Normally I would agree with you, Knife. The Whiplash actually looks kind of interesting. I messed around with it a little bit on the PTS before the season began, and obviously it's a pistol, so it inherently is more niche, and obviously we have the quick step, which is hard to give up. But the Whiplash like reloads your primaries when you swap to it, and it gives you like a bunch of increased damage for a period. So in the right playstyle, I think it could be neat. But yeah, definitely less enticing than something like, you know, what, the Tinkerer or something like that. They shouldn't nerf Striker, just bring everything else to the Striker standard. Well, then you get in the territory of people saying, I mean, I think this was true before this update, but now people are saying with Prototype that the entire game is just far, far too easy. So do you make everything mega overpowered? I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate a Grim. I don't know if we're going to do Escalation today. I'm going to do the Scout. I kind of just might want to chill and run some open world stuff, but we'll see. Beast, yeah, exactly what Chris said, that whenever convenient, we absolutely do get people in. Just depends on what we're running that day. Why not just buff the other gear sets to get them on par with Striker instead of nerfing? You, like I was just saying, you can do that, but then you run into the power creep conversation, which, if that's how people want the game to be, then so be it. But I also don't think you can't completely ignore the work imbalance there. It's a lot easier to tune one set down a little bit than to look at 35 other things and buff them up. Not to say that they can't do that, but sometimes the manpower and the hours needed just don't quite make sense there. But I'm not putting my hat in the ring. I'm gonna let other people duke that one out. I've had enough input on on balancing over the years. How do we acquire your patch? Lucas pulled up the thing in the chat, but yeah, if you type in !arm patch, it will give you the code and the website you can redeem it at. Postman with the 10 gifted on YouTube. Thank you, sir. That's very kind. I see Firehawk and Neat already, or sorry, just Firehawk dropping a thanks. Anybody who just got gifted a sub on YouTube from Postman, please drop a thank you. I appreciate you, sir. Kelso had to go. Is that an acceptable form of appreciation? I feel like you just enjoy hearing that said over and over. Snipers with the 16 months as well said, hey, sup RG, what's going on, Snipers? How are you? Rebecca said if they buff everything, then they have to buff the enemies again and again. The game will be in this infinite loop of all damaging enemies that become more and more tanky over time. I tend to agree with you, Rebecca. I think nerfs done in taste, not just nuking something off the planet for the sake of it, but properly tuning something down is an acceptable way to balance and maintain a game. But a lot of people disagree, so there are different ways of looking at it. All right, we can get started with something, so we're not just sitting here. For those of you curious, what the rotation is this week: Pentagon, DARPA, DUA, Roosevelt, and Space Admin, with Negotiators, Cavalier, Ongoing, 511, and Walker and Harris. There's a new thing in the store, the Silent Reaper, which you can't see because I have an outfit on. That's it, nothing too crazy. All right. Outcast burns on downtown west. Oh, I looked up what this was this morning because I didn't want to figure it out. I think I just have to take out different outcast archetypes. Go do it.
Supply drop nearby.
Nerfs are okay if done correctly, unless they touch Archie's Eagle Bear. I mean, the Eagle Bear should have no reason to get nerfed at this point. It's definitely not the top contender. But listen, and people are gonna hate me for saying it. I think they were correct in tuning down the Eagle Bear after its dominance in year one. Doesn't mean that I don't think it should have still kept some damage component to the talent, but that thing was like the best option in the game. And in an ideal world, there probably shouldn't be one thing that you can point to and say this is the best thing. If you don't have that, you're missing out. Have you ever tried Warframe? Seems like a game you'd be interested in. I have, Colin. I first played Warframe like pretty early on when it was out. I think like 2013, 2014. And I've played it on and off over the years. We actually have a video of it here on the channel from last year, where I kind of went back to it and saw what had changed over the years. I enjoy Warframe. It's not, for me, it can never quite live up to my enjoyment of games like Division or Destiny or World of Warcraft, just because they handle challenge very differently. And there's no PvP, which is a huge part for me. I play PvP the most out of anything in any MMO looter shooter style game. And they tend to favor power over balance, which is completely fine, and a lot of people love that. It's just not always my favorite approach. But I do really, I appreciate Warframe for what it is. I really like the story. That's always been my favorite part of that game, is doing the cinematic quests like Second Dream and all that. Primate with the 47 months. Thank you, sir. Prototype gear grinders assemble.
Supply drop claimed.
We have to start a Prototype Grinders Anonymous. Thank you for 47 months, man. That's actually wild. That's actually nuts, dude. Thank you so much for supporting for as long as you have, man. Lucas, I hope I didn't miss you, man. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I appreciate you stopping by.
Hostile control point nearby.
Your video is messing up.
Supply drop claimed.
Bruce said it's fine for me.
All crates are now empty.
Travis, try a refresh of the stream maybe, or check your internet connection. Maybe it drops so the stream automatically went down in quality. That can happen. That is fair, Blondie. I should have said there is PvP in Warframe, but from my recollection, I remember I tried it years ago. It very much seemed like a very minor side mode that they threw in that wasn't really maintained or balanced in any way. Which, you know, say what you will about the current state of Division 2 PvP, but at least it's a little bit more integrated into the game loop and experience. If it's fine for Akito's internet, yeah, that's the benchmark that we have to watch. Ooh, hello. Chimera, how we doing? Welcome in. I need to turn my modifiers on. These are hyenas. I need outcasts. Who was I even facing at the last one? I have not been paying attention. Hello? There's directly above me. All right, I don't even need to do this. I need outcasts. So let's go do this maybe. Night King, what's up? Caught the interview with Sax. Good stuff. Thank you. Yeah, that was quite fun. Sax is a cool guy, and I had actually been watching some of his interviews before he reached out to me, and so then when he did, I'm like, yeah, I'll go on. That would be fun. Which AR are you using? I've got the Caretaker with Perfect Killer. I'm in combat. Okay, let's just fast travel away real quick. Reset things. You're not going to activate ambush? I just don't. Ever since they introduced seasonal modifiers, I don't care that much for global events, to be honest with you. I find modifiers to be more engaging and fun. So, no, I don't care too much to activate ambush. I enjoy Division 1 global events much more than Div 2, just in terms of their setup with the point and farming system and the leaderboards and all that. I stepped away from Div 2 for a couple of months, started up again last week. Can't say I hate the prototype system, but I don't like that it forces me to play in a very limited way. Do you mean in Escalation, Primate? Chris, the hostages will have to make do on their own. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I think it's that enemy, so I just got 1 out of 3 on my progress. Isn't it kind of wild that we have the finale next week and we still don't really know what the story of this season is? I said that at the beginning and everyone's like, well, we know the story. They're attacking. I'm like, well, what does that mean? So I'm curious if this second to last comm that we're about to unlock from the scout tells us anything more. Alright, we got that done. Who's gonna tell him about step 3? Oh god, do I have to play a main mission? Please. Don't make me do it. Outcast doing executions, so I need to do a public... That's a hyena. Ah. Well, I might have to map reset then if I want it to populate with outcast stuff. Let's just do that. Turkey, what's going on? Do you plan on trying out the new upgraded AC Black Flag? I might. I'm not like a huge Assassin's Creed person. That said, Black Flag I think was the one that I actually did play back in the day. I mean, when I was a kid, really, at that point. So, I might. I might. Why is it still hyenas? Oh, that's right. I forgot that that actually is hyenas by default. Wait, so I have to get an outcast public execution to spawn in downtown west, or is it anywhere? No, it's in downtown west. Well, that's kind of tricky. Maybe I'll go take out the blockade, and that could open room for more to spawn in. Jive, what's up, man? Work, work, work. Sorry to hear it, Turkey. I appreciate you stopping by regardless. Black Flag was one of the best. Yeah. I remember enjoying it back then. Sorry, Hoagie. I mean, I've said this in a few videos now. I was, when Division 1 came out, I was 14. So, I won't do the math for you, but you can crunch some numbers and figure that out. Can we get a peek at the new bundle? Sure. Let me just clear these guys out. New bundle. Here, I'll take this off so you can actually see it this time. The Silent Reaper. This is the headgear. Got the shirt. Boots, pants, gloves. And that skin.
Hostile broadcast picked up. System breach initiated.
Math is hard, though. Sorry, Chris. One Nation, what's up? Great video. Do you think the devs are focusing too much on the dedicated players rather than the new ones trying to catch up? I would say no, only because before recently, the past like 2 or 3 years was very, very new and returning player focused. I think about the only system remaining in the game that is pretty... that doesn't really have a lot of catch-up mechanics to it is expertise. But everything else in terms of loot, in terms of shade levels with the frequent XP events and all that stuff is like pretty accelerated compared to where it was back in the day. That's not to say it's perfect. I mean, I don't think any game probably has a perfect return and figure out everything that's going on setup. But I feel like they've done a lot in the past years for new players, and that kind of left dedicated or veteran players in a spot where they were like, we would appreciate some stuff that's geared towards us after playing for so long.
System breach at 75%.
Well, Sprint, that's part of the problem. Escalation was supposed to be hardcore, and only if you push to the really higher tiers do you have decent chances of getting prototype, but then everyone wanted the drop rates increased, and now people just play like tier 3, so I don't know. Is the Brooklyn event happening today? It's happening Thursday, Postmaster. Oh, Postman, you've got some competition. Postman versus Postmaster. Did the Caretaker get buffed? No. They haven't really done any balancing updates in a while. I always enjoyed it. I just didn't really use it a ton, so I put together a kind of for fun build. This isn't like 100% meta optimized or anything like that. Just a fun little open world build. Just started a new account a month ago and doing the expertise grind as we speak. It's grueling. Yeah. If I could go back in time and stop one thing from being added to the game, it would probably be expertise. My reasoning is different than most people. I just hate what it did to PvP. And hopefully, maybe now that we have a lead PvP dev, we might eventually get the Dark Zones changed to where it's not in there. which I know not every PvP player wants, but I do. But
Hostile broadcast.
I think they wanted they at the time they needed something like expertise to give people a reason to farm and play the game, but in the long term it had more detriment than benefit. I'm afraid not, Flying Hawaiian. This current one is just for our season pass and season levels. By the way, folks, I appreciate over 200 of you tuning in on YouTube, nearly 100 on Twitch. If you are on YouTube and you haven't yet hit the like button and you want to help support, share it out to more people. I'd appreciate it. What's the gun you're currently using? The Caretaker. It just added a huge barrier of entry to PvP that already had a big barrier of entry. Yeah. Well, I mean, without shade and expertise, I think PvP is just fine in terms of investment. I mean, that is the premise of a looter shooter PvP, is that you have to get together a decent build to take in there. But that should be the one like requirement, is that you get your build set up. But yeah, having to farm a bunch of shade levels and expertise levels just to compete on a stat standpoint is not the best. Jay, what's up? King, good afternoon to yourself. Thanks for being here. Oh, Grim, it's all good, my guy. It is all good. I appreciate you being here every week like you are. Colin, prototype gear gets disabled within PvP. So you can wear it in there, but all the stats get set to the minimum. And the augments get disabled. So you won't see it as commonly in PvP. Will Brooklyn be on discount this event? We don't know. We don't know. They're doing a dev stream tomorrow morning to talk about the event. And so if it is going to be, I imagine they'll talk about it there. I wouldn't be shocked, but we'll see. Assuming there is enough information and, you know, pertinent stuff to warrant it, there will be a dev stream recap on the channel tomorrow morning. But tomorrow is also the year-end Ubisoft investor call, which you may have heard me talk about in a few videos, where I'm very curious to see what they say about the last year Division performance from that. So, potential double upload tomorrow. Dev stream and that. We shall see. I hope the price isn't too high for the event pass. I would imagine it'll be the same as it usually is, which is, I think, 10 bucks. I feel like that's what they've landed on. Kaz, tomorrow will just be a video. But I'll be back live on Thursday for when the event actually begins. Are you up there? Oh, I see you.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Access key detected.
Jeff, what's up? Just getting back into the game after years. Been watching your videos trying to catch up, but very confused as how things work now. I don't know. Do you have any more, like, specific areas that you're confused with? Because just saying you're confused with how things work, my first notion would just be to link you to one of my, like, catch-up videos. But if you're saying you've watched those and it didn't help, then I'm not sure. So any more like specific areas that you're confused about? Chef Grasso, what's up? Welcome in. I'm interested as to what the event will be exactly. Well, we know there's an event pass, similar to how Payday, Rainbow Six Siege had ones before, or like in the anniversary event, we had the event pass. But it's unclear if it's just that or if there's going to be more to it. I hope there's more. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, Rebecca. I mean, they're doing this one because it's been, what is it, next week will be 1 year since Brooklyn launched. So that's why they're doing it. It's the 1 year celebration. So if they did one for Woney, I imagine it would be under a different context than that. Because Woney's anniversary falls at the same time as Div 1, Div 2, all that. Well, I don't know, chat. Any tips for getting an Outcast public execution to spawn there? I might just have to log in and out. Do we have stretch goals coming up or something? They haven't confirmed anything, but yeah, I mean, we get stretch goals every season. So it should either be next week or the week after. Cartman, how's it going? Alright, I'm relogging to see if I can get one of these activities to spawn. They should bring back the Stack Broker in the Brooklyn event. I don't know if it'll be there, but it should definitely be in the in stretch goals. Now that's Black Tusk. Oh, because this is invaded. What's the project today? True Sons. Oh wait, I have 2 Outcasts. Well, what if I abandon that one?
Pull back, Agent.
Ah, now it's East Mall.
Regroup, Agent.
Maybe I can just spam it enough to get an Outcast retail here, and then abandon it, and see if that fixes it. Not fixes it, but gets one to spawn. I hope they have a plan for scouts in the future. Scouts have been riddled with issues for a little while.
Friendly combatants nearby.
Yeah, exactly, Draconis. That's what I'm gonna try. See. Yeah, Demon, it has to be in Downtown West. That's the specification on the scout description. I cleared the blockade, reset the control points. They're both Outcasts now. Well, this one is Hyenas by default. I forgot that, but this zone is split between Hyenas and Outcasts, which makes it harder to guarantee that you're gonna get a thing there. Clear the control point, reset the map. It's alright, we're in no rush. We're just here hanging out. Hold this in the meantime.
Reinforcements en route.
Big new update on Arc today. Was today the... Postman was today the vendor thing? That's been kind of fascinating to follow along with. I saw their update about how they're switching to 2... I don't think we talked about this last week. How they're switching to 2 updates per year. And everyone's like big mad.
Combatants detected. Heavily armored hostile detected.
Which it's so fascinating to watch the ever turbulent live service loop of like any live service game. Because now people are saying, oh, just like you'd hear people say in Div 2, the devs squandered all their goodwill. They're killing the game, this and that. It just seems like no matter how popular a game is, no matter what they do, there's almost no winning. Any word on Survival DLC for Div 2? We got an update back in March, where they just said they're still working on it. So unfortunately, no concrete timeline update or anything like that. But it's very much in development. Actually, the one update we did get this week is that Massive finally posted some new job hires. I put that out on Twitter. First time they've done that in like a year. So there's 2 positions open for Division 3 and 1 for Survivors.
Friendly combatants nearby.
But as far as like news updates, there hasn't been anything too recently.
That was the last one. Together. That's why.
Ninja, unfortunately, the Red Storm story is quite tragic. All game development related roles at Red Storm got laid off in March. So that was 105 people lost their jobs at Red Storm, and the studio solely now just does IT support for Ubisoft.
Hostile.
So Red Storm will no longer be making games or contributing to game developments, which is very sad.
Well done. Finish up so we can get back to the settlement.
Andrew, what's up? New player to Division 2. What typically happens at the end of a manhunt? What am I grinding for? Good question. I can better illustrate as soon as we clear these guys out. If you'll give me just a moment.
Agent, Southwest is under attack.
I don't want Southwest, Manny. I wanted downtown West. So, a season mostly follows the scout trajectory here. So, you'll see that we have this one that we're working on right now that came out today, and then we have one more next week. And once all the scouts are released, then that final little triangle node on the end opens up, and that is the season finale, which is an actual dedicated main mission that, you know, concludes the narrative of that season, but it also releases a new exotic item.
Supply room
So you don't actually have to do all 9 scouts if you want to access that. You just need to do these square ones, the high value targets, and that will give you access to the finale mission when it unlocks next week. And then the different difficulty levels of that mission have better or worse chances to drop the new exotic, which this season is a new pistol called the Whiplash. Is it in the expertise menu? It should be. Let's see. But that is the general, yeah, here it is. That is the general loop of a season, is that obviously you have stuff like the journey to give you XP, you have your season pass to go through, you have events along the way, but the main content loop is that you have scouts unlock every week, and that leads up to the finale at the end with a new exotic. I hope that answers your question. Play something else in the downtime or touch some grass. Blindy, that is words of the wise right there. But obviously, like, you know, I do understand why people feel the way they feel. They love a game and they want there to be endless amounts of things to do in it. So I would love that too, but it's just not. Like you said, it's not. There is no world where you can generate enough content to satiate people's desires there. Any hopes for the dev stream tomorrow besides just them talking about the event? I'm guessing they're going to announce a sale for the Brooklyn DLC for those who don't have it. I mean, really, any discussions they want to have about, you know, the general state of the game, about changes they're working on, maybe about the PTS for next season, I'd be good with any of that. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes they do pretty short streams. I remember for one of the events, it was just like a 20-minute stream where they showed it and went off. So, I don't know. They left it pretty vague. So we shall see. Oh, no! It's Black Tusk again. Do I need to clear the invaded mission? Oh, wait, what if I just switch it? Hang on. What if I toggle you to normal and then reset? But if I reset, is it going to switch this back to invaded? Let's see. What time will the div stream be tomorrow? It is... Let me just grab you the actual thing that they said so I'm not messing it up. The dev stream is at 4 p.m. Central European, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific Time. I wish the Bighorn was easy to get. Well, Gary, it's easier than it's ever been right now. If you play Black Tusk Retaliations, you have a chance to get its blueprint by completing, like as a completion bonus. That is the easiest way there has ever been to get that item. Still, oh yeah, reset again. Still Black Tusk. Well. Cleared from invaded. I don't want to do an invaded mission. Fine. We shall do it.
You need to stop Black Tusk from obtaining the data they're after from the vault.
Oh shoot. Is over there? No touchy. Funny name. What's up? Been a while. How you doing? Tuco, hello. Haven't played since August last year. How much have I missed in a short story? Since August? You missed a little bit, for sure. There was a... Shortly after that, in like September, there was a season that came out that introduced a mode called Retaliation to the game that's now pretty core to the reward loop. It's an open world layer where you do like a bunch of control points in succession. So Retaliation is now pretty baked into the core design. We had a season in December where we got NPC companions as like a limited time feature. That was interesting. We had the anniversary update in March, which gave us realism mode as a limited time thing. And they did a lot of Division 1 nostalgia there to celebrate the 10th anniversary. And now this current update has kicked off year 8, which is set to deliver the most amount of content that we've seen in a post-launch year. There was a new mode escalation. There's prototype gear, which is a new endgame chase that has drawn much division, no pun intended. And they brought back classified assignments. They expanded retaliation stuff. So they're putting out a good bit more stuff than they used to be. I guess that's the bottom line. And the next season should be dropping in about a month.
Ranking Black Tusk team members should have access to the vault.
Maybe crossplay announced for next season in the dev stream. You never know. That is certainly one of the top things that everyone is asking right now is when's crossplay.
Compatible RFID signature detected.
That's what you need. Grab that key card.
Data vault access codes.
Survive Fest, true. Yeah, they did a Division 1 event even to promote the upcoming survivors. Nick, what's up? Is there currently a bug for the Library of Congress comms? Yeah, I believe what's happening is that, much like the new mission, it's counting the echo as one of the comms, even though you can't, like, view or listen to it from that menu. So yes, it's a bug that will probably get corrected in an upcoming patch. But there's not, like, a secret 6th comm to go and collect now. I do sort of wish they just offered us a full pass for the classified assignments. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned that in my video yesterday, that I think the monetization structure for the classified assignments, especially given the rewards that they're supposedly giving us, is not great. And probably will draw more and more criticism as time goes on and more people realize what that's looking like. I see questions of what weapon is this, what AR? It is the Caretaker with perfect killer.
They'll wipe it if they grab it first.
Is there any way to obtain one of the skateboard backpacks anymore? I'm afraid not. There was only ever the one, to my recollection. And it was part of the very first round of stretch goals that we had, which those rewards have not been made available in any other form. So, at the moment, you cannot. Dodo, what's up? I've got 4 Striker, Equalizer, Exodus Gloves, and the Caretaker. I hope they announce that Div 2 is secretly GTA 6 releasing in 2072. They could very well do that. I mean, hey, if Division if Division 3 gets 50 years of dev time, there's a chance it could be pretty good. 50 years. Think about all the things they could put into that game. And then it comes out and it's running on 2025's version of Snowdrop. So it's just mad outdated by then.
Black dust download halted.
Can I do both of these at once?
Download initiated.
No, I think I only did one at a time. Yes, we do, Demon. That is tomorrow as well, and I'm very curious to see what they say in there. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything that we don't necessarily know already. Like, we know that Division 2 had a very successful year this past fiscal year compared to any recent year. But I'm just wondering if they outline the actual, to what degree that happened, or potentially, I mean, it's always possible that, you know, to try and excite their investors, that they're like, Division did so well, here's, you know, they're not going to say anything like detail-wise about Division 3 or anything, but they could mention it in some capacity. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what is said in that. But it's coming at quite the time, given all the topics we talked about yesterday. I'm sure people will not be thrilled to hear Ubisoft touting Division while people are unhappy with many parts of the game at the moment. What's the gear die on your gun? On my Caretaker, I got nothing. On the Lexington, I have the silver veteran skin.
Complete.
This takes forever, dude. Good lord. Or show certain target dates they're looking towards the next year. Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the more revealing things that they could say is if they're I'm trying to think. Is the year-end one where they talk about their release goals for the year ahead? It might actually be. So we could get potentially some indication on like Survivors if they mention that that's slated for a certain window. I didn't even think about that. That could be interesting. Any word on what the map for the new Climax is going to be? Not that I'm aware of, no. I don't think any of the comms have really hinted at much there. The comms haven't really hinted at much of anything this season. I think the next actual player-facing comms will likely be Summer Games Fest. Yeah, I don't think they're doing UB Forward this year. I don't know when, because we know that the DLC is coming before the end of the calendar year. So, yeah, I mean, do they show up again at Gamescom? That's where we got Survivors last year, and they did all of that. Do they have a presence at Summer Games Fest? Do they do
Well done.
something? I don't know.
The building. Isaac can't transfer the data. Might be interference from the structure. Make your way back topside.
The link isn't working for exclamation point food. What's wrong with you guys? Actually, you know what? I can't be mad today because I have leftovers of a fantastic wing spot nearby. So I've got those ready to go as soon as we're off stream later. So you can spam all the food stuff you want. and for once, I can't be jealous. This is the build for everybody asking. The event today is 5 times Season Pass XP. So if you didn't have your Season Pass at rank 100, you can level it up way faster. And they usually do this before stretch goals drops. Thank you, Grim. I just did. What exotic gloves are those? They're the Exodus gloves, which are basically a stronger unbreakable every 40 seconds. Why do Exodus and not Overdogs? I've already got plenty of damage from the fact that these are prototype, and Exodus is a bit nicer for utility and survivability in a solo setting. That said, if you want to run this and run Overdogs, you certainly can. There's nothing wrong with that. The NGN meme gloves? What does that mean, Postman? I don't know if I'm aware of that. But the Exodus gloves are not a meme. They're quite strong. They're not, you know, meta for damage because they don't offer you more damage, but they're certainly very good. But did NGN have some kind of thing with them? I don't remember.
System malfunctioning. System back online. System curtailed.
Kaz is just a local chain. So the name wouldn't be recognizable, but they're very beloved in my town. I don't get too crazy with the flavors. I'm pretty basic, but I just got them in medium.
Device deactivated. Data transfer stream opened. Authenticated.
Chimera, I knew the answer to that at one point. I'm pretty sure when your armor breaks, you would just get the 50% and get taken out of combat, which is kind of overkill. I don't think you really need that. At least I think that's how it works. I have not tested that in quite a while. So most of the time I would recommend running a different talent with Exodus.
Upload complete. Data transfer stream closed.
Slick. Now clean up the rest of the Black Tusk or we can call today a win.
There we go. Dodo, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your content. Stoked that I was in your last escalation match. Keep up the work. Wait, you were in the at Bunker yesterday? I don't know if I realized. That's amazing. Thank you very much, though, for the generosity. That's very kind of you. I'm trying to remember what... I think I did 2 runs yesterday. I got this... Oh, I don't have it on me. But if you follow me on Twitter, I posted that I got a double max roll tipping scales proto drop. It was quite
A new
amazing.
agent is joining your team.
Rogue, have you tried out Exodus in PvP? I have. I actually have a build video on that out from back when they released. It can be fun. It's definitely, again, not like meta, but it's fun. He wears them in escalation to troll his team with blinding smoke clouds. Of course he does. That's quite funny. That's very funny. Omega coming in with the 5 gifted on Twitch. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. If anyone on Twitch just got gifted a sub by Omega, please drop a thank you. And as always, help us spread the appreciation in the chat. You can enjoy a badge by your name, enjoy no ads, and join us over on Discord if you want access to a special channel on there. Thank you very much, Omega. That's very kind. Alright, this better all work in allowing me to get that activity to spawn easier. There's the fire alarm sound. Somebody tell me that my fire alarm's off. Or out of batteries.
We'll need to go through the data to
There we
figure
go.
out what Black Tusk was after. But the important thing is that we got it and they
Gage, what's up, man?
Well done.
It's going alright. It's going just fine, but I'm happy to be here and have all these wonderful people hanging out with me. How are you doing? No worries, bro. You do God's work out here in these Div 2 streets. You're too kind, Omega. I'm fortunate enough to just put my silly musings out there on the internet and have people tune in, so very fortunate. Here, Grim, I gotcha. I won't make you search for it. I can link it for you. If I go here, I go to, whoops, back, here, and it was wouldn't be 3 years ago. What? Did I not add it to the right playlist? Looks like I didn't add it to the build video playlist. Here it is. There you go. There's the link to it in the Twitch chat. All right, that's taken care of. Oh, outcasts, run before it despawns. Finally. Does this guy even know how to YouTube? Apparently not.
Friendly combatants detected.
Zuno, I hope I'm saying that right. In the last couple of days, I can talk. I'm going to start over. I started go with the Frenzy LMG I saw in a couple of your videos nowadays. It's fun. Do you think work negotiators the limit build? Yeah, I mean, negotiators is a very strong set. In terms of, like, no other set has the ability to take on multiple enemies at once like that. Its shortcoming just comes in higher end content when you need really high damage scaling, because it doesn't offer you any ramp up like Striker or Tipping Scales, right? I mean, it gives you a tiny bit of extra crit, but if you pair it with something like the Exodus Gloves exotic, that gives you a lot of amplified damage. So absolutely, I think you could use Frenzy with negotiators and have success with that. There we go. Well, it took us, what, half an hour to get that?
I would be dead.
Okay, I do have a priority objective for 2 publics, so let's go do one other one before we can move to the next scout step. See if we can double up on those things. I really hope the Brooklyn event isn't just hardcore mode Brooklyn. It's fun to do one on hardcore. I don't think it will be, Tats. If you mean the realism mode thing, that was that took a lot of work on their end to put together, and it was like a special 10th anniversary thing. As far as we know right now, there's going to be an event pass, which is like a mini battle pass for new cosmetics. I'm hoping there is more than that and that it actually has a gameplay component, but we don't really know at this point if it does or not. The assumption is that the Caduceus is involved in some way as a reward, since it's in the expertise menu. But we shall see.
Incoming hostiles detected.
I'll be disappointed if Thursday's event is only stretch goals. Well, it won't be stretch goals. That's a separate thing that'll probably come next week or the week after. But event pass, yes.
Detected. Nearby location. Targeted by hostiles.
I think we're done here.
First we line up at the laptop, though. Yeah, if they make there be some kind of laptop lineup, that'd be great. I guess we can do one more. West Potomac. Could do one of these. Incoming Legendary Army Terminal. Could you imagine? Having to fight the Zeppelin at the end in Legendary. Paul, what's up? Is there a better way to collect materials other than picking up everything that isn't nailed down? If I'm understanding your question correctly, are you asking is there a way to more efficiently collect materials rather than just holding the input button endlessly as you walk around? Is that what you're asking? Like, is there a way to automate that?
Serious trauma detected. A new agent is joining your team.
Did you ever look into a darker color for your hoodies? You're just gonna have to wait and find out, Soko. Yes, I did. More news soon. Extract 3 items from the DZ. Alright, so we're combining this with our scout progress into exotic component farming. We're gonna hit a 2-in-1. Daniel, what is up? You can look at the build right here. I've got the Caretaker AR and Force Striker, Equalizer chest piece, and the Overdog's gloves. Or sorry, the Exodus gloves. Tricky coming in with not only the resub at tier 1, but also giving out 10 subs to the community. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. How you doing today? As we said a few minutes ago, if anybody just got gifted a sub by Tricky, please drop a thank you in the chat for the generosity. Thank you, man. How you doing? How have you been?
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
Thanks for the suggestions. Currently experimenting with combining these two. Yeah, 100%. No, Negotiators is very fun. I think the only area where you will struggle to make it work as well as you might want is in like really high tier escalations. That's not to say you can't get any value out of it there, but the scaling gets pretty wild up there. Kaz has got to go. Thank you, man, for sorry, that sounded like I was saying thank you for leaving. Thank you for being here and hanging out as always. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm sure we'll chat soon.
Hostile patrol detected.
Well, Tricky, I don't know if you just had to run and go, man, but thank you so much again for the 10 gifted. That's very, very kind. Akito, I didn't mean it, I promise. I promise. I just got a Diamondback blueprint from Black Tusk Retail. Nice.
Transmission range limit.
Given there's a bunch of people out here, I'm gonna guess they've grabbed the chests, but we'll see. Since I ain't there yet, is a core build good in escalation? I mean, I've not tried it myself, to be fair. But, as someone was mentioning earlier, just the way that escalation is scaled, it depends on what tier you're playing at. If you're playing, like, tier 3, tier 4, maybe even tier 5, then sure, you can kind of still run whatever. Just because we already had a lot of power creep before this update. But, if you're going for the highest tiers, then you're really going to need a set that allows you to ramp your damage a lot higher than that would. Okay, well, do I want to abandon this one? I mean, it's pretty easy. I won't abandon it. I just need to extract 3 things. I should have picked up that loot that got dropped instead of trashing it, but oh well. There we go, that's one.
Contaminated gear.
Now I'm here just waking up, getting myself together. Well, that's very kind of you to wake up and drop 10 gifted, dude. Thank you. Hermes, what's good, man? Sorry, I saw somebody greet you earlier, and I think I was mid-train of thought. How you doing, my guy? You see that the TTRPG Kickstarter had to make a new set of stretch goals? I didn't. Somebody mentioned that there was like a new roadmap, if you will, of stretch goals. I couldn't find it. Is there a spot where I can look to see what the new... Like, how far out have they given... Have they made it now?
Contaminated gear detected.
But yeah, that went really well for them. Crimson, good morning to yourself. How are you?
Chopper on the way. Extraction called for.
Does it help to have half amalgam, half echo on proto gear? Or all one or the other? I mean, Deadly, you can really do it however you want. The way I have mine set up and the way that I think you'll see a lot of people setting up their like pure damage builds is to do 6 echo and 1 amalgam. That's what I have. Because if you're using something like this where your RPM is so high, then eventually you're going to trigger the whatever this is when it's leveled up like 1.5, 2%. Given it has a cooldown of 5 seconds, having like really high chance on this doesn't matter as much if you're also going for echo. So I would say if you want some of it, then doing 6 echo and 1 of that is good. I have a PvE build on, man, please. I just need my priority objective extract. I'm friendly. I should have put on a PvP build. Oh my god, you guys. They redeemed a go rogue. This is terrible. Oh shoot. Okay, I didn't mean to mess that up. We'll do it as soon as it's done. No, don't come up here. Don't come up here. They made me do it. They're making me do it actively. Oh!
Assistance needed. Agent malfunction.
There's 4 of them. You guys are terrible. If I had my actual build on... Hang on, I'm going to see if I can bait a few in here. You should not have pushed that again.
Detecting contaminated gear.
Perfect use of the Go Rogue, by the way. Oh, no shot. We're actually gonna...
Contaminated gear
I got a killer off of that. Oh! We got him with the PvE build.
now detecting
That's what I'm talking about, people. Oh, I didn't have time to hook, though. That's a shame. Ooh. How many did you bring me? 3 and a devil's due. Chat made me do it. I'm sorry. Guys who were farming the DZ. Okay, am I out of combat? There we go. At least I have a proper build on now. Let's try this again. It wasn't me, it was the voices. Well, in this case, I can actually just blame chat. It was Demarche and Chris and Lucas and Chimera. They all 4 times over made me go rogue. On the Kickstarter page, click on the campaign tab to the stretch goal section. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, if you want to DM it to me, sure. I certainly wouldn't complain. Is there any, like, are any of the new things they put super interesting, or is it mostly pretty standard stuff? What's up, Tamako? I'm sorry if I missed you jumping in chat earlier. How are you? See, are they on the nearby? Nope.
Hilo almost at extraction zone.
Something tells me they will not be coming back.
Rogue status removed. Enemy patrol detected.
Seems like the 2 new things will just be more pre-made missions you can run in-game. Are they... And this is due to my inexperience with tabletop games, but there's such an emphasis, it seems like, on their stuff for PDFs. Am I gonna have to, like, print out all these PDFs just to use when I want to play the game physically? Or, like, how does that work? You would think they would want to include that in the thing so that you can just do it on the table, right? But again, I don't really know anything about tabletop games.
30 seconds until departure.
Relentless. Good morning to yourself. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? I think we're past the era of tabletop games. We should tell that to the, what is it, like $400,000 that they've made so far on the Division Kickstarter. I think just like with any entertainment form, even if something is less popular than it once was, it still has an audience. I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there who are very passionate and dedicated to tabletop stuff.
Finishing extraction.
Hilo is headed back.
Just because we may not be one of those people doesn't mean that there aren't others out there that do like it.
Hilo is returning to base.
They may print
Entering
out
safe room.
on-demand booklets, but the book itself is pretty much set in stone for its layout. Hmm.
Agent, priority objective available.
Do I do open world or PvP medium? Probably PvP, because that's just going to be like a landmark. DZ West. We're making progress today.
Safe area detected.
Generally, the book is where you need to set up a game. That's up to you if you want a physical or digital character sheet. Asking physical, digital. I gotcha. I mean, yeah, the options are always good, 100%. I guess I would always rather have it physically in front of me. But base game, it should all be included. Gotcha. There are huge conventions for tabletop games that go worldwide, yeah. Local comic shop just moved into a bigger building with huge space for tabletop gaming. Yeah, I mean, where I'm at, there's more than one I can think of where it's like a card and game shop, and then they just have huge playing rooms for events that they do.
Engaged.
I think, honestly, it's less about, like, the numbers, like how many people do this stuff worldwide, and more just about how passionate are the people who do it, you know? That's what matters. Almost like talking about a video game, like we were saying earlier with Ark and Division. By the way, I don't think, Postman, I don't know if I talked to you about it. What is your take on the on Ark's plan to reduce update numbers but increase their ambition? And I do need to jump in sometime. It'd be fun to try that new map.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Crimson, are you asking me or are you asking chat? I'm afraid I do very little raiding nowadays and would need to find other people to jump in. But there are a bunch of people out there in the community who have like dedicated stream carry stuff set up. I know GC Rock in his Discord has a ton of that. We have our own LFG channels in the Discord if you want to jump in there, even if they may not be as consistent for that kind of stuff. But there are people out there who would be very suited for it. Oh, chat, yeah. Well, again, if you do need some help finding people for it, then I definitely recommend our Discord or GC's Discord or other groups out there who specialize in that.
I got one plus.
Ooh,
Detonated gear detected.
a pestilence. Well, we shall be extracting. I will take a free component. That should be that one done. This will be a retail, which we could do. I haven't re-rolled at all yet, even. Black Tusk retail. I think I was close to one of those. We can do that after. I don't mind it, honestly. They're still doing small updates and fixes in between. Gotcha. What was the... I don't think I even asked you, like, what was your take on the new map? I assume you played it. Is it good? Tamako, I honestly don't 100% know how they're dealing with languages for the tabletop game, if it's going to be localized. Maybe Blindy or Hermes would know. I think they've been following it a little bit more closely, but I'm not sure about languages.
System
Okay, I just wanted to see if this is available. It's not. Let's go extract. Appreciate it, Hermes. Thank you.
Air delivery service inbound.
Extraction.
Rogue, you know things. I know some things. I might not know all things. Should I farm some resources for hypothetical recalibration? Oh, I see what you're asking. I have no idea. I have no idea what they're gonna do for that or what the timeline may be. Bonds, I'm sorry. I would assume that whatever their plans are for that probably involves prototype cores. Again, that's purely a guess, but that given that is the material for prototype gear and like augment rerolls, you would think that it would involve prototype cores. But I've got nothing to tease for you. I'm sorry.
Hold them there.
Extraction helo. Almost within range.
Weapons free. Weapons free. Your limo awaits.
Helo arrived.
I'm excited to see the end of season event, but honestly, I think the big thing to do for Div 2 is hold off for Div 3. Focus on Div 2 content. Right now, they're juggling both. I mean, they're kind of just two separate entities. I know a lot of people. I keep seeing online that a lot of people are like, well, this is suffering because resources are going into that and X, Y, and Z, but it's really two completely separate teams. They have the Bucharest studio providing the majority of Division 2 work, and that's been the case since like 2021, whereas the Division 3 team has been built and is in work at Massive. So
We're outbound in 15
I don't,
seconds.
frankly, I don't think deprioritizing Division 3 is something that Ubisoft can afford to do right now. I think they need as many good new releases to come out as quickly as they can. Not to say that Division 3 is really coming soon, but they really have to keep going on it, I think.
Loading done.
New Arc map is okay at best, lots of space dedicated to the beach, which is only useful in specific conditions. Dense and fun to run, great for fighting Arc, but a little loot starved. Is it, like, size-wise, is it as big as Spaceport, or is it more like Buried City style? Sadly, no from the Kickstarter page, only languages will be English and French. Gotcha. Yeah, sounds like no Japanese, Tamako, I'm sorry. Omega, sounds good. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again for the generosity and the gifted subs. That's very kind of you to support in that way. As I said, take care. See you soon, hopefully. Has there ever been talks of streamers going head-to-head in conflict in teams, obviously, like tournament or something like that? Hoagie, I've always thought it would be very fun to set up, like, whether it is, you know, content creators or just community members or clans, whatever, to set up stuff in conflicts. It's just tough because there's no private matches. So you'd have to just queue at the same time and hope that you match against one another, which I'm sure is doable. But it would be way easier, and you could set your own custom parameters if there were private matches. So that's something that I hope maybe they could look at one day, since they're gonna, or since we now have a lead PvP dev. We shall see. I just hope Div 3 doesn't forget about PvP players and proper Dark Zone loot. I'm right there with you, Firehawk. I hope so as well.
We'll fight fight another day, Agent.
Right, we need to take out like 2 Black Tusk to spawn a retail.
Hostile control point nearby.
Map is on the smaller side. Only 2 main extracts. Dang. That is a little bit surprising. I mean, again, them shifting to 2 updates a year, if that's how they want to take the game, that's fine. But you'd think with how much it blew up, that they would have, like, surged the team size a little bit just to try and get something bigger out there. I mean, I'm sure that map was in development before the game even launched, but that is a little surprising. What's up, Yoko? Just got here. Do we know what the dev stream is for? The only announced thing is they said they're going to reveal the Brooklyn event, which on the timeline is happening on Thursday. If I can get over here. So they're going to reveal whatever this is. That's all we know. We are hoping that maybe they'll talk about the PTS for next season, or talk about changes that might be coming up to the game in light of all the feedback they've been getting recently. But all we know is that they're going to talk about the Brooklyn event.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Incoming hostiles detected. Access key detected.
Livid's in the chat, and Leah. What's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon. How are we? As well as Linus. Welcome in, Linus. With the best name of the game.
Civilians in danger.
Tamako, that is tomorrow. I assume you mean the earnings call. That is happening tomorrow. So assuming there is good information in there for us to learn, then I will definitely be making a video to talk about it. All right, let's do a retail. Get some more exotics there. Today just turned into a big farming stream.
Time is of the essence, Agent.
But especially if we have the Caduceus and the Whiplash coming up, I want to have enough components to re-roll them. I've been sick and my sleep schedule's messed up. Shoot. Wake up now, trying to not fall back asleep. Well, given you're watching a Rogue Gold stream, falling asleep is very much in the cards. They tend to be pretty boring, but I'll do my best. I'm sorry you've been sick. That's not fun. Hermes, I'm not going to stream because I'll be live again on Thursday for when the actual event launches. But if I will be around to do videos, so either we'll combine them into one if there's not a lot of info from either, or I'll do two videos for tomorrow. I hope so as well, Tamako. We will see what we learn. Thank you for coming by. I'm gonna get up here a little bit. Oh, be good to not get stuck on that. This control point, it's always that one ad that's up top that just locks you down. Dev stream is only on Twitch. Yes, typically they do. Plum, what's up, man? Got everybody jumping in. Yeah, Livid and Leah, they were letting me know that NGN apparently trolls with these gloves. I was unaware, but that's quite funny.
Reinforcements incoming. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Wonder if there's going to be Twitch drops tied to the Brooklyn event. I could certainly see it. I don't remember when the when the last ones that they did were. But have they done Twitch drops for both of the past event passes?
Heavily armored hostile.
I don't recall. Blue Grinch. I hope I didn't already say this. Sometimes I have little memory lapses, but it's the Caretaker AR with Perfect Killer.
Firing on asset. Friendly hit.
Damn it. Well, thank you, Postman, for letting me know. That's 44 more times than I wanted to.
Watch out. There's a kill squad in the area.
Kill Squad.
What?
Friendly control point detected.
Kill squad eliminated.
Do me a favor and open your map and close it real quick. Like that, Leah? Flash your build, 100%. Caretaker, Force Striker, Equalizer, Exodus Gloves. I think a big thing they could do is rework gear sets and exotics that have low usage to add diversity. I agree, that would be nice to see. I would love a good balance pass. Oh, gotcha, Lee. I'm sorry. Normally, my ears are pretty sensitive to that.
Detected.
But yeah, sometimes it does pop up.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Do you have any take on new exclusive blah, 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 new exclusives or difficulties for the raids. I'd love to see them. I mean, that's kind of what I thought back when they moved the stuff to retaliation this season. I'm like, you can do that, but there should be new incentives added to the raids to still play them. And I believe the dev said they have now committed to doing that at some point in the future. But yeah, I would love to see the raids and incursion given more relevance, either through rewards or difficulty or however. Oh, this is more heat than I wanted. How many drones? Endless drones.
Agent incapacitated.
We need a new raid. Unlikely to happen, I think. They take a lot of resources to make, and I don't think their play rate was ever high enough to warrant doing more. We're getting an incursion this year, and I think those are easier for them to justify, given they take less resources and more people play them. Obviously, in a perfect world, yes, it would be awesome to get to see another raid, but I just don't know if they can, at least at this point in Division 2's life, justify spending that much. I'm gonna die here. I don't have anything to counter these drones coming at me. Oh,
Science critical.
and my hive's down. I need to get up top. There we go. Just watched your video this morning. Was happy to see the tweet get some traction. 100% livid. I thought that was crazy when I saw it on Twitter. I was like, literally, I've never seen never seen something like that in Division. Yes, the raids were done by... I don't remember what studio, but the incursion was as well. Paradise Lost was done by Shanghai, and so I don't think that content has really ever been... Although I don't know about the Division 1 incursions, who those were made by, but I think that kind of content has usually always been by partner studios. But the guy, I guess the guy who led the raids back in the day also came back to lead the Shanghai team to make Paradise Lost, so there was some continuity in development there. I can see a new set of raids for Div 3. I don't know. I'll be very curious to see if they bring them back. Because again, I don't know if enough people played it to warrant them existing. I think what I would probably opt for, if it were up to me, is... I'd be shocked if they do 8-player content again. Well, I mean, they have Countdown. Countdown is one of the most popular modes they've ever added to Div 2. It's just whether or not it is made with the intention of being able to be done without communication, you know? I think as far as that kind of end-game content, though, because Division just doesn't have the same kind of player base as Destiny or World of Warcraft or any of these other classic MMO games. Like, Division, by nature, has just always been more casual. I feel like it would probably make more sense to just do way more incursions, but also then have incursions represent different levels of difficulty. Kind of like in Div 1, you had Clear Sky, which was like relatively mechanic light and was very easy to matchmake into and get done, versus something like Stolen Signal, which could still be done without with a matchmade group, but it was way more mechanically intense. So I feel like just having incursions that represent different levels of complexity might help satisfy the different audiences while also justifying their resource cost to make. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what Div 3 chooses in that department. Because if you'll remember, Iron Horse got delayed by like a ton. Iron Horse was supposed to come out, I think, like 6 months after launch, maybe around Q6. But then it got delayed a whole like 9 months into the following summer. And I don't think we ever truly learned why that happened. If they like lost dev resources and it took longer, or if they had to retool stuff, I don't know. But that was a very interesting wrinkle in the whole raid rollout.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Just seems crazy to me that one of Div 2's main selling points is raids. We haven't had them in 7 years. Again, I just think it was a bit of a misunderstanding of the audience. I mean, I love them. When I'm saying this, I'm not saying this from a personal perspective. I really enjoy raids, and I think I'm the kind of player that they cater to. But I just don't think that is the majority of the Div 2 audience. And even to a further extent, compared to, again, like a Destiny or a WoW, which does have their casual sides, but I just think more people in those games are more likely to engage with raid content. But again, that's why I think incursions kind of bridge the gap, because they can still allow more casual players to get in there with matchmaking and less like super ultra strict mechanic requirements, but they can also still make them challenging enough to entice the people who want that.
Priority objective available.
Has there been any word on the movie? Is it still in a no news, good news state? I don't really know. The last thing we heard was that Netflix, like a long time before we realized, Netflix had pulled out as the distributor. So they had to look for someone new to like produce and distribute the film. At this point, I would say no news is probably bad news, more so than the other way around. I bet it's just kind of stalled out at the moment. Unfortunately, the director, Rawson Thurber, doesn't really do anything on social media anymore, at least on Twitter, where he used to interact with people, so we haven't heard from him in like 2 years. Speaking of an incursion to get the Merit Estate mask, and I have to pull off a perfect run. Does it ruin it if your revive hive is used? I think so. Midnight, I'm pretty sure it's just if you go down at all,
But for now,
then it
let's listen to
gets
some music.
invalidated.
The area is stabilized. Good.
Gotcha, Keto. 100% come next week. Try and remind me. and we can definitely do that. I hope things improve, though. That's unfortunate. Complete a game of Conflict. Alright, chat. Don't drop off a cliff in viewership while I do this, but we're going to play one game of Conflict. I appreciate all the people we have, though. We got 225 people on YouTube. We hit 100 likes. Nearly 150 on Twitch. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Leah, just trust. Trust the process. Chris, no. Come on, Chris. You do PvP and Arc. You can hang around for this. How good is the Ravenous compared to other potential options? I feel like the Ravenous is a interesting case of it is actually quite powerful. There's just not that many scenarios where its extra steps to make it good are worth it, if that makes sense. Like, you can absolutely use it in more regular content and have fun with it, but I don't know. A lot of the time it's just a lot to do the shoulder swapping and track everything and all that. Umbra, high end, armor regen, core strength. Correction, I run from PvP and Arc. Not if I'm on the team. Then you get pulled into it whether you like it or not. Lucas said I've done PvP 9 times in Arc and I've died 9 times. Well, I'm sorry. Demarsh threw his phone across the office. Yeah, NATO, that'd be a cool premise. I'd be down with that. World War Z style. The book, not the movie. Do you know how to get the endurance clothes for your agent? I'm afraid I don't recall which ones the endurance clothes are.
Defeat the enemy before your reinforcements are spent.
What are stretch goals? Stretch goals are a event and feature that they unlock at the end of a season, where your season pass gains 10 new levels, so it goes from 100 to 110, and that you can loop through them. So like once you hit 110, you would go back to 101, and that process just goes on endlessly. And it allows you to farm usually new cosmetics and some more elusive gameplay rewards that are not always available. So it's essentially just a farming bonanza at the end of a season. But you do have to be at season pass level 100 to take part in it. So if you think you want to be involved in this one, then definitely take advantage of the 5 times season XP event that's live right now. That'll get you to 100 real quick. There's a guy back there. Are you being chased? No. I thought I heard someone. Oh, back here.
An agent needs assistance. Hostile hive detected.
Oh. Where are these people coming from?
Immediate
Oh.
assistance needed.
One shot. No! Team! Team!
Agent down.
He singled me out. Oh, they got him. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Rogue, hope you're good. Thank you, I hope you are too. Oh, excuse me. As soon as I started reading that, I had to burp. That was awkward.
Boost.
Wanted to ask if you've heard anything regarding prototyping exotic gear. I'm afraid I've not. And they've not communicated anything on that front, so we will have to wait and see if that's in the cards.
Allies are acquiring the boost. The boost has been taken by allies.
The enemy can't keep up. They're about to get pulled out.
Hostile artillery turret detected.
GemX, what's
Stinger
good?
hive detected.
Thank you for coming through and hanging out. We're just getting some priority objectives done. Got one to take us to conflict, gives us an exotic. I'm being a little scummy right now, abusing the no radar, waiting for one to run out. Although one of them left the
Agent
lobby.
down.
Spawn's flipped. Is there still one in here? Don't put on a mortar turret if you're losing.
Agent needs assistance.
There's no need for that. On Arc, I tend to be Chris's decoy, getting obliterated first, and he either dies, kills him, or starts pressing their party. So, Chris, you lied when you said that you only run away from PvP. That's what I'm hearing. Postman just exposed you. Hermes, I'm ready. Hit me with one.
You've won an emphatic victory.
Well, there we go. That was a
Well
good
done.
game. Got our easy exotic. Went 6-0. I'll take it.
Entering safe area.
All right, I'm gonna re-roll finally. I guess we'll go for this. Southwest. Oh, why is it marking those as new when they're not new? That's better than the usual where postman. Oh man, I'm gonna do that anyway. Postman. This is a family-friendly stream, sir. All right, let's see how many exotic components we get out of that. I'll take 6. I'm just gonna put our OP build on, because why not? Southwest. There's no activities to do in Southwest. I guess I'll do the first half of this control point.
Hostile control point detected.
Sprint, it depends on what the cheating situation looks like at that time. If anti-cheat still doesn't work and there's a bunch of cheaters, then I'm turning crossplay off in PvP, 100%. No chance that I would want to take on the amount of cheaters that PC has.
My plane is wrecked.
Hostile detected.
Fight starts here. Fire in the hole.
I was really hoping I could make that work.
Agent out of action.
Please let him be.
There's that. I don't really want to do that either. Let's re-roll. Another PvP medium. DZ South. Helios, what's up, man?
Helo almost
Good to
at
see you.
extraction.
Season finale next week. Looking forward to it. It did go by fast. I mean, it's been a short season, right? It's only been 2 months since it. No, it's been a month and a half since it began.
Target detected a rogue
So yeah,
agent.
hope you're doing well, man. Can I see the PvP build? The one we just had in conflict? Yes, it's right here. Relentless, thank you for hanging out, my guy. Much appreciated. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Oh, thank you, Hoagie. It's whenever I go into conflict, they get turned off, and then I forget to turn them on. I'll do it after I get this.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only. Black Tusk is invading the dog zone.
Since when can you have 2 sticky bombs? It was a sticky bomb and a smart cover, which just look similar.
Landmark engaged. Incoming hostiles detected.
Oh, didn't know I was running right into that guy.
Need to get out of here.
Contaminated gear detected.
Okay, and that's done. Open world short. See, just look at that. Triple exotic item rewards. You just gotta game the system, people. Oh, in Downtown West. Perfect. Now we can go back to the scout. That's what I was waiting for. For those two things to sync up. Any info on the Brooklyn event? Not right now, Preston, but they're doing a dev stream tomorrow to reveal it. So, assuming it's more information than just saying, here's an event, then there'll be a dev stream recap on the channel tomorrow.
Leaving zone.
Alright. What do we need for the manhunt? 2 control points. That we can do. Whole new, what is up? Glad to finally catch a stream. Not sure if you're regularly streaming here on YouTube. Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday is our schedule. We multi-stream across YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Appreciate you being here.
Hostile control point nearby.
The gun I was using is a tactical M249 Para with the Frenzy talent. Thank you, Hoagie. You're always reminding me. Okay, Hermes, if you had to defend one overhated system from the Division 2, either a mechanic, game mode, or anything else that comes to mind, what is it and what's your defense? What are my unpopular Division 2 opinions? If I had to defend one system. Oh, I know. I wholeheartedly agree with the idea that you should only be able to equip one exotic weapon and armor. I know a lot of people wish they did the Division 1 style where you could do as many as you want. My defense of why I think the Division 2 version is better is because that allows them to inherently make them more powerful and unique. A lot of the Division 1 exotics were not that special or good. A few were that came out later on. But by and large, they were not that special because they knew you could equip as many as you wanted. So if they just made them super good and some of the best items in the game, then that's all people would run. So I think by limiting how many you can equip, it allows them to make them more powerful and unique. There you go. I hope they expand further with retaliations. Would love to see something where you defend a settlement. That'd be cool for sure.
Reinforcements en route.
Priority objective available.
Civilians.
I saw we really should have been doing a counter in this stream. I saw a post where someone was like, in general, talking about the exotic component availability situation, which I agree should probably be looked at. But someone exaggerated to such a high degree. They were like, with how the system is now, if you're lucky, you can get one exotic component per day. I'm like, what? I can get 15 or more in an hour from priority objectives, DZ runs, retaliation. I was like, one in a day is just, I don't even know where you, how you begin to rationalize that answer. I can't see down there. And now he runs away. Good lord. That's not counting the daily projects either. Yeah, exactly. So I just thought that was funny. Made me think of that. Such a bold take, Rogue. I agree. Do you think that LMG is better
Access
than the new one from the Bounty? Oh, Bull, are you talking about from the classified assignments? The one with perfect strain? Is that the one you're referring to? Helios, take care, man. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Hopefully talk soon. All right, that was 1 out of 2 control points. We got another PvP medium. Let's get it. Clear any landmark. Let's go back to east and see if those chests are up. Blanking on the name. The headline grabber with perfect strain.
access complete.
Obviously, it really just depends on what you're going to do with it. I think in general content, either one will work just fine. In escalation specifically, which is what this build is set up for, then this is like one of the best options to run just because of how good Frenzy fits into that kind of content with how often you're mag dumping. So at the highest level of play, I would say this is probably better, but in general content, either one would be just fine. Thoughts on the new classified assignment? I didn't think it was as good as the first one. Maybe it was just the novelty of the first one, being like we hadn't done one in so long. But I found the location and the location and the lore and the puzzles of the first one to be more compelling than the second one that we got. It was fine. Like I didn't hate it, but the first one was better. How often does y'all actually drop in the DZ? Not like terribly often, but sometimes. I did say that you can get y'all and system corruption from just general prototype farming. I guess it's in those loot pools. Imagine we get survivors info tomorrow. Oh man, I would imagine they would announce that beforehand, but that would be awesome. It is a little bit of a shame because when they announced it, they were like, we're going to keep the community looped in at every stage, like frequent updates and all that. And I won't say that there's been no updates. I mean, after it was announced, we had one like a month later. They kept dropping concept art, and obviously we just got a big update in March, but I definitely agree that it'd be nice to hear a little bit more frequently from them. I feel like that's the common pitfall of promising like frequent communication, is that development doesn't always lend to that very well. And I would imagine that's kind of the situation they're finding themselves in. Good lord.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
What backpack is that? This is the Death Roll skin. It's a store exclusive.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
I will say though, Magnus, who's the creative director on Survivors, he's got some aura. Every time you see him pop on screen to talk about it, you're like, all right, I'm about to get some good stuff. He's a very good. He's kind of like how I felt about Julian back whenever we'd see Julian and stuff. They know how to sell you pretty well on whatever they're working on.
Contaminated gear detected. Landmark cleared.
Activity medium. We can do another one of these. Oh, in New York. I didn't realize it was that. Survivors I'm super hyped for, bringing a lot of the good stuff from Div 1 back. People will complain about recycled content. Yeah. I don't know. I really feel like I even have this, I don't know if Livid is still here in the chat. I've had this conversation with Livid about like the Div 1 exotics that they bring back. I feel like to a degree, it is inevitable that some things will return from an original beloved game to the sequel over time. But the question is, do you do it in a tasteful way as well as in moderation? Like, is that, if that's the only thing you're doing, then yes, that expresses a lack of creativity to design new things. I feel like Division 2 has done a pretty good job of doing a lot of its own ideas and things, even if those things don't always go over the best. You know, Descent or various different gear set ideas they've tried. They have reprised a good amount of stuff from Division 1, but I feel like it has been counterbalanced like by enough new stuff from Division 2 that it's not as much of a problem. But maybe I'm alone in that line of thinking. Because the only thing that people have... I shouldn't say the only thing, but one big thing that people have yelled for years is bring Underground back, like turn Summit into Underground, because it's sort of that, but different. Underground, Resistance, you know, Division 1 map, like all this stuff. And none of that has happened. Remember how pumped you would get when Terry from Red Stormers coming on? Exactly, Scotty. Yeah. I was genuinely like moved a little bit that they had Terry involved in that 10-year anniversary documentary.
Civilians in danger.
I was like, that was a very good decision on their part to pay homage to him, especially after, like we talked about, what's happened with Red Storm in the recent months. Like the legacy weapons, the house becoming the apartment. Yeah. And they've done different degrees, right? Like they have that kind where it's more of a homage, whereas something like the Big Alejandro recently is basically just a one-to-one reprisal. So I think it is fair to say that they've done more reprisals than homages recently. But again, I don't think Division 2 has fallen quite into the pitfall of we're just bringing back old content. Even Destiny 2, I mean, I don't want to get out of my lane because I don't play Destiny anymore. But in there, like, they'll reprise a new raid from Destiny 1 every year, it seems like. I think they've run out at this point of ones to do. Excuse me. But, like in that, they're just taking one-to-one bits of content and bringing them back, which is fine if that's what fans want to see. But it's just a matter of, do you want new or do you want nostalgia? What about Striker? Do you think it was a good idea to bring that into Division 2? No, I do not. If there's one thing I can hope for from Division 3, it's do not reprise Striker again. So yeah, that's one example where I'm like, they should have kept that out. Or at the very least, just don't buff it to the point where it's the only good thing of the game. Remember, Striker used to be not that good in Div 2 for the first like few years that it was here. It was not that good. And then they said, hey, let's make it so that you can get up to 200 stacks with it. And you don't lose stacks when you miss. And yeah, the reprisal, I think, was less the problem than just them buffing it extremely at one point, and then it's hard to go back because people don't like nerfs. But yeah, I will be happy if we never see Striker again, personally. Bring back Predators, Mark? No. No, 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 no. If I ever hear the words Nomad or Predmark again, count me out, man. The returning Destiny 1 raids were all changed in free. I had more of an issue in using stuff like Gallarhorn to sell the 30th anniversary. Gotcha. And that's the thing, like, every community is different. I know the raids are beloved pieces of content in Destiny, and so if that's what the community wanted, was for those to come back, and like you said, there were changes made to them, then that's awesome. I got nothing wrong with that. But, yeah, again, it's just different for every game and every community.
Access granted.
What's up, Evans? That's why I don't use Striker. I know it's good, but I don't want to stick with the same set all the time. Fair enough, yeah. I feel you. And I mean, even... I promise I'm not saying this just to try and make Division look good compared to Destiny. But I mean, even going from Destiny 1 to 2, all of the enemy factions were the same. Like, I very much... Even a lot of the... Well, I won't say the locations, because they had new planets. But, like, I respect the fact that Division 2 just said, alright, brand new city, brand new time period, all new factions. Like, at launch, there was very, very little that carried over. And then, of course, we've seen over the years that they've done a few more weapon reprisals. We had areas of Brooklyn that were from the Division 1 tutorial. So, they've leaned more in that direction over time, but I appreciate the Division takes swings for new stuff quite frequently. This blur is getting annoying at the moment. I might go and turn off the... What is it under? Graphics? There we go.
Now detecting contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected.
What would be the top alternative to Striker? I would say tipping scales. I think it is, at least.
Landmark cleared.
Made little sense to hand wave all the enemies away. Division can do it easier aside from the Black Tusk. Gotcha, yeah. Midnight, I'm not 100% certain. If Demarsh is here in chat, he might be able to answer you better on that. Another conflict prio. Alright, let's get our scout done, and then maybe we'll do that conflict game. Yeah, if you want an alternative to Striker for damage, tipping scales is like, comes pretty close in terms of power. I managed to catch you live. What's up, One Dev? How are you? Is Resurgence worth playing, or should I stick with Div 2? Resurgence, I think, was a fun, like, it's kind of fun to play it in bursts. Like, I appreciate that I have that on my phone to play when I'm away from home or I want to. But from what we've seen so far, it seems like they so far are not really equipped to fully handle the live game. There's been a lot of, like, really bad bugs that have persisted for, like, multiple weeks that people are mad about. There's a lack of content on the roadmap. So I don't really know if that is all due to a lack of funding, a lack of preparation, a lack of knowledge, but it seems like the post-launch of Resurgence has been leaving some to be desired. But just as a campaign experience, I mean, it's fun to switch things up. But by and large, I think you will get more value out of playing Division 2 in the long run.
They're closing on my position.
I've lost certain parts of my sound. My reload and my skill charging doesn't seem to want to be there.
Where are you going?
Heavily
It's also hard to say if Div 2 or Resurgence are better. They're both different types. Yeah, I mean, they're certainly similar genres, but very different games. Absolutely. What happened to Thomas Parrott? Is he doing any more Division novels, or has he moved on to other projects? After Hunted came out, I don't believe Ubisoft ever greenlit any more novels that we know of. So, yeah, I think he's moved on to other stuff. They did announce, which is pretty awesome, that I guess he came in to help design some of the characters and missions for the tabletop RPG game that's coming out, and the narrative they have there. That was announced in like a post they made like pretty close to the Kickstarter beginning. So that I was really excited by. I got to interview Thomas once on the channel if you want to go listen to that, and very, very passionate guy in telling a good story and being faithful to the characters that he writes. So I'm excited to see his work in the tabletop game. But yeah, we don't know about any additional books at the moment. Yes, and NGN also collaborated on the game. I don't know specifically if he wrote for them or if he just consulted on their design of the world and narrative. I'm not sure. But yes, NGN did officially collaborate.
Destroy the piece of crap.
I don't know what the start to that scout was, or that comm. We'll give it a listen in a sec. Yeah, Meadcore, we have the caretaker with Perfect Killer. Alright, Scout is done. Let's go back to the base and actually listen to that comm. This is the penultimate Scout and comm before we get the final one next week in the finale.
supply room access.
I would hope that by now they'd really be setting up what's going to happen here, but let's find out. Open collectibles. All right, I'll turn the audio up so y'all can hear it. Let's see.
Dude, what's up? Are you seeing this shit? No, dude, I'm on the other side of town. Oh, right. So? So what? So what are you seeing, my dude? Oh, yeah. You know those, like, robot murder dogs? Yeah? Oh! There's one of them up here on Rochambeau Bridge, just walking in circles. I think it's chasing its tail. Dude, no, get out of there! Oh, chill, dude, it's all good. This one doesn't have any guns. It's like carrying suitcases. Dude, do you think think they use dog brains to make those things? Whoa. Do you think it remembers being a dog? Yo, I'm calling the militia. Just don't get close to it, okay?
Wow, that was something. I feel like that has been the theme so far, is that these are all like they're vaguely hinting at Black Tusk activity and plans, but like I don't really know what you I don't know what you make of that. Sober people's interpretation of being high. Well, there you go. The finale's next week. Tune in to find out what on earth we're going to be doing. We're going to do one more conflict game for that. And then we might call it there, folks. But let's do it. I hate that comp so much, I love it. Full circle. Yeah, it's a very different take on a season finale mission. I'm just trying to think of, like, I feel like most seasons we at least get a sense of where we're going, what's happening, what the stakes are. I can't say I really know what to expect going into next week. Like it's just unknown. It does seem like the director character will probably be important, because he showed up in multiple ones of these, and then he also voices the he voices the Team 9 comms that you can get from retail.
Wipe out the enemy before you run out.
Oh, we're in progress.
Hostile drone
Right.
detected.
What do y'all think? Can we win one more?
Agent down. Hostile hive detected.
Build on my stacks. What happens if I
Hostile striker drone detected.
get up behind these fellas?
An agent needs assistance.
They've got 2 spotter drones.
Hostile stinger hive detected.
Oh, he checked the flank. Didn't see me.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected. Agent down.
That's a booster hive, so it shouldn't attack me.
An agent needs assistance.
Oh, spawn flip. They're gonna run right by me. We got one. Now I run. You didn't see me. I know there was at least one more right on my tail there. Apparently I spooked him. Oh shoot, how did you know I was going to be there? I don't know how I survived that, to be honest with you.
Boost about to come
Good play, good play.
System reactivated.
I dodge rolled at the exact right time to miss his EMP.
Agent incapacitated. Agent vital signs 0. Boost online.
Priority objective available.
Gotta lock down that boost, ideally.
An agent needs assistance. The enemy is
Or not.
boost. Boost has been taken by the agent.
Oh, he was almost down.
Vital signs critical.
That's a shame.
Agent down.
Hang on, man. I'll crawl to you. Please. I thought they would have pushed up to... I thought I would have gotten taken out. Oh, they're killing him. Stuff, people. Chris, I hope you're still here, man. Thank you for being here as always. See you Thursday.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected. Hostile restore hive detected.
Ooh, nice.
Immediate medical assistance
Did not see that
needed.
coming.
Agent out of action. Agent vital signs 0.
Sounds good, Demarsh. Appreciate you, man. Hope the appointment goes well.
I'm sending you a specialization supply drop.
I was like, don't think I didn't see you climb up behind me. What's up, Nelly? Is it safe to play Conflict and DZ on PC from cheaters, or would you recommend it against it until the anti-cheat update?
Hostile drone.
I can't give you any personal PC experience or recommendations because I play on console. I have heard that it's not good. I think that is the general sentiment that you hear from people on PC.
Supply drop being
So,
claimed by friendly.
given they've committed to improving anti-cheat and PvP this year, we gotta hope that's coming in the next couple of months. I would say you might as well hold off and not, you know, get overwhelmed by frustration before then. Resolution Striker is not in the pool today, but the targeted loot refreshes daily. So every day it's worth checking in to see what's on the list. There is I know there's somebody on Reddit who posts every day on what the targets are. That can be a pretty good source. Oh shoot.
Immediate medical
Oh, I got him.
assistance needed. Agent out of action.
But yeah, targeted loot is on a daily rotation. That is weekly. Yeah, the missions are weekly, like which missions are available to be escalated,
The fight is halfway done.
but their actual targets are rotate every day.
Hostile restore hive detected.
Abusing no radar, because conflict is unbalanced. Let's see, can I get him to run by me again? One of you wants to go this way. I know you do. I see you there. Come on. Fine, I'll kill you and spawn.
Explosive seeker mine detected. An agent needs assistance.
You don't have many reinforcements left. There are no more rogue reinforcements.
Agent down.
I know you're right there. I know that you know that I know.
Boost about to activate. Boost
That guy
now
didn't know.
active.
This guy knows. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Uh-oh. No! I've got the debuff.
The boost is being taken by allies.
Push me.
Allies have acquired the boost.
I've got the debuff on me. I have armor debuff and weapon damage buff. Oh, they were all three there. Shoot.
Critical.
Good turnaround.
Hostile drone detected.
Yeah, we did all right. Chester, let's see. Everyone got some kills. That went okay. Oh, it is no lives remaining. I should probably lock in a little bit compared to camping spawn like I was just doing. Okay, 2 of them just went there. So watch out wide.
An agent needs assistance.
Okay, they should have that guy.
Hostile stinger hive detected. Agent down. Hostile.
It's a 1v2.
Explosive seeker mine detected.
My kid is up right now. He jumped.
A specialization supply drop has been arranged.
He's going around. I don't know why you'd rush into that. I think that would be pretty logical that we would still be right there. GG's. That was a good game. That was a good game. Love your Alejandro tipping skills build and your blue screen catalyst OD build. I think they're awesome. Have you made a build on your Eagle Bear solo setup? I have, Nelly. If you type in !build in the chat, it will link you directly to the video where I have that laid out. It's my overall like 2026 recommended builds video, and I think the first build I show, like solo DPS, is the one that has the Eagle Bear in there. 10-3. I'll take it. I'll take it. I love that y'all are carrying on the dude thing. RJ, let me show you as soon as I back out here. The build is also in that video that just got pulled up in the chat though, under the conflict section. This is it right here though. Oh, Plum, I'm sorry, man. I'm signing off. Are you on Xbox? For some reason, I thought you were on PC. If you're on Xbox, then we definitely need to set up some runs sometime. That'd be fun, man. But I just wanted to get that last priority objective done. I'll have that to do for later. All platforms, fair enough. You're much more flexible than I am. Locked to the Xbox. All right, let's see how many components we get from whatever we had saved up. 5 more. I'll take it. I'll take it. Hey, Keto, you should just keep that going like on and on. That's your new shtick. Everybody, we are going to call it there. Thank you all so much for yet another lovely stream. I appreciate the company. I appreciate the wonderful conversations as always. Big rest of the week coming up. Tomorrow we not only have the dev stream to talk about the Brooklyn event, we also have the Ubisoft year-end earnings report. So either there will be one video combining those two things, if neither is like terribly significant, or if we learn a lot from both, then there will be 2 videos up tomorrow to go over both things. And then we'll be live back on Thursday with the Brooklyn event, whatever that ends up being. So plenty of things coming up. Appreciate y'all as always. Thank you to those of you who gifted and went out of your way to be extra kind today. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the support. And I will see you all, as I said, back very soon. Until then, folks, Rogue Gold out.